Hello and welcome, my name is Kyle FtW and welcome to another Modern Warfare Best Class Setup video. In this video, we are going to be covering the MP5 SMG, which is arguably the best SMG in the entire game. Very closely competitive to the MP7. This is, of course, the gun that the professionals for Call of Duty Modern Warfare use all the time as an SMG. So it is a very strong SMG, and we're going to be covering this weapon in depth today in this video. Normally with these best class setup videos, they're all subjective, so if you like something different, feel free to use that as well. This is just what I love to use on this weapon. That works very well for me. It may not work for you, but it definitely works very well for me. This is a very stealthy, rush heavy MP5 class, and let's go ahead and jump into this. So starting off here with the muzzle, I have gone for no muzzle because I've gone for the monolithic integral suppressor barrel, which gets rid of the muzzle for the weapon. So what this barrel does is it increases your sound suppression as well as your bullet velocity. This means that your gun will kill faster from farther away, as well as you're also silenced, and it feels very good. This MP5 already has a very quick fire rate as it is. Making that fire rate faster makes the gun even better with a punishment to aim down sight speed, which isn't very much, as you can see by the little image on the top right hand side of your screen. There's just a little tiny red reduction, which means that it's not very much at all, and you truly don't notice it with the other attachments that we have on the gun, and that is going to be the barrel. I've gone for no laser, no optic, of course, because the iron sights on the MP5 are absolutely beautiful, and they work super well. And for the stock, I have gone for the FtW collapsible stock, which increases our movement speed and increases our aim down sight speed, which is huge for an SMG. As an SMG, you want to be able to shoot first in almost every single gunfight. In the gameplay in the background, you will see that in a lot of scenarios I've actually been caught off guard, and I've been able to aim down sight faster than that other player who may have been using an MP5 and was able to outgun them. Movement speed is also important because so many attachments in this game get rid of your movement speed, and which is a big bummer because you can't move fast and you can't get to places quicker. And with an SMG, you want to be able to move fast. Mixed with dead silence, you are super quick. The cons to this are you reduce your aiming stability and your recoil control, which sound bad, but in a little bit we'll get to the attachments as to why this really isn't that big of a deal. But the FtW collapsible stock is what I've gone for in the stock category. Now for the underbarrel, I have gone for the Ranger foregrip. This is an amazing grip, and it counteracts the negatives of the stock to where the gun is pretty much normal. And this grip increases the recoil control and increases the aiming stability. Obviously, recoil control makes the gun easier to control recoil-wise, and the aiming stability makes the gun have less idle sway, I believe, so you can just laser people from very far away, to the punishment of aim walking movement speed as well as aim down sight speed. So we've hurt the aim down sight speed a little bit on this weapon. We've also hurt the aim walking movement speed a little bit, but the gun still feels very fast, still feels very good, and is still an overall very powerful SMG nonetheless. And now what, in my opinion, has truly made this class as good as it is, the ammunition. I have gone for the 10mm auto 30 round mag, and what this does is it increases the damage and it increases the range at a cost of fire rate and recoil control. Believe me, you do not notice the fire rate difference at all whatsoever. The recoil you don't notice either because of the attachments, and as you can see by the little bars below, you're reducing these things by very minuscule amounts, very small amounts, but by increasing the damage and increasing the range, we are now very accurate from longer ranges. As you can see in the gameplay, I've killed people from assault rifle range with this gun with no problem at all, and just this mag makes this gun ridiculously powerful. Like, I can't even understand how going from the 9mm to the 10mm on this weapon makes it just twice as powerful. It's absolutely crazy just how powerful having this ammunition on the gun just is for this weapon. It's absolutely crazy. And finally, for the rear grip, I have gone for the rubberized grips tape, which increases the recoil control at the con of aiming stability, which means that this gun is still going to destroy and have a lot less recoil. And this gun is honestly a laser beam, and I just love this class. It is just so good in my opinion. Again, with these classes, you can completely change it however you want. This is just what I like to use on this weapon. So that's going to do it for the MP5 attachments. Not super strict, not super crazy, but these attachments are very good, and none of them are overly high level either. I mean, the Ranger foregrip is the third barrel you get. or the third grip you get, sorry. The monolithic integral suppressor is the second barrel that you get for the MP5. The FTAC collapsible stock is the last one you get, so you will have to rank up the gun quite a bit. The rubberized grip tape, though, is the first grip tape that you get for the gun. And the 10mm auto, I think it takes quite a while to get, but it's definitely worth it. So there we go. That is going to do it for the MP5. Now let's go ahead and jump into the secondary. Of course, the secondary is, of course, all up to you, but for me personally, I use the Hot Nugget variant of the Deagle. I don't know how I got this. I think it was in the battle pass from a season or two ago, very early on. So it's very good. What this has is it has the compensator, the Forged Tack extended barrel, the Cronin LP945 mini reflex sight, the lightweight trigger, and the 13-round mag. The Deagle obviously is my favorite pistol in the game. It's super powerful, can kill in 2 shots, 1 shot to the head. Compensator, of course, reduces that recoil on the weapon. The Forged Tack extended increases the damage range and the bullet velocity. The Cronin sight gives it a little bit more accuracy. The lightweight trigger improves the fire rate, and of course the 13-round mag makes it so that you can spray this gun a lot easier. Obviously the secondary is whatever you want to use on the weapon. Whether you want a launcher, you can use that. Whether you want a pistol, whether you want a knife, whatever you want to do for the secondary is completely up to you. Me, I've just gone for the Deagle because it's just a very powerful pistol in the game. Now for the perks, let's go ahead and jump to the perks now. I've gone for EOD in my perk 1, which of course I'm going to be using that. It's just so good. Don't die by explosives. I would honestly, though, if you're going to go for a high streak with this gun, definitely put scavenger or stopping power rounds on this class, because if you don't, you will burn through ammo so quickly. The amount of times I've actually ran out of ammo using this weapon is just insane, because it has such a quick fire rate that you just forget how quickly you run out of ammo. And I did try extended mags on this weapon, the 45 round mag, and it just makes the gun feel too slow for me, so I haven't used that. So EOD or scavenger for perk 1 is what I would recommend. I personally have EOD on this class just because I hate dying by explosives. It drives me absolutely crazy. The most annoying thing in my opinion in Call of Duty. And for my perk 2, I've gone for Ghost, of course. Stay off that radar. With a silenced weapon, you're completely invisible to everybody. You can get flanking routes. You can definitely just play better with Ghost. Ghost is probably the most used perk in the perk 2 by far. There's so many great perks in the perk 2, but just Ghost is just way too good, especially because you don't have to move to use it. So it's just, without a doubt, just super overpowered in this game, and Ghost is definitely my perk 2. But that's also the class that we're going for here. Obviously, in the gameplay, as you can see, I'm rushing quite a bit because I don't like to camp, but I mean, there was UAVs all over in this match, and if I didn't have Ghosts, I would not be able to go on flanking routes, and I would probably have gotten killed and might not have been able to get this gameplay. So Ghost is good for all sorts of playstyles. It's very annoying as a camper, but for a rusher, it's super useful. And for my perk 3, I have finally gone for Tracker, which is honestly probably one of the most underrated perks in the entire game. What this does is enemies leave behind a footprint trail, see markers at enemy death locations, and hide the death markers of enemies you kill. Again, we are adding to that stealth aspect of this class. By having Tracker, I can make flanking routes because I can see enemies that are running either away from me or running towards me, as long as they don't have cold-blooded. But honestly, not a ton of people use cold-blooded in this game. It's actually really convenient. And I believe, I'm not sure how cold-blooded works exactly, but I think if you get killed, you still pop up on the minimap. So by me using Tracker, I can see where enemies are going. I can also see where an enemy just died, so I can be aware of if an enemy might be around that corner. And hiding the death markers of enemies you kill, again, just adds to that stealth aspect. I have Ghosts, I have a silenced weapon, and they won't know where an enemy just died. So therefore, I am completely invisible all over the place, and it's fantastic, and it's a great perk. I highly recommend that you guys give that perk a go. For the lethal, I've gone for the Semtex, of course. You can just throw this into a room. You can throw this on a window. I personally love using this as an anti-camper grenade, especially if there's somebody, for example, on Shoot House. If they're camping in the mid building on Shoot House, I will grab the Semtex, I will throw it on the roof of that building, and it will kill the enemy because they won't know that it's there. And unlike a frag grenade, it doesn't bounce all over the place. Unlike a C4, it's a little bit quicker, and I can throw it farther. And the Semtexes are very strong in this game, and I highly recommend that you guys give the Semtex a go. And for my tactical, this is something that I've just started moving into my gameplay, and that is the stim. The stim in this game is so good. It is a rusher's best friend. As a rushing player, even in this game where camping is rampant, I did not use the stim enough. I really didn't. And rushing without stim is so difficult in this game, especially because the time to recover from death or from getting wounded takes a very, very long time, especially if they have frangible on their weapon. It takes absolutely forever, and for some reason, even though your screen isn't totally clear, you can still get one shot super quickly. So stim is so amazing. You have 2 of them, so you can easily get yourself out of a very sticky situation. For example, I've been in a lot of gunfights where I probably should have died, but I've used my stim, gotten back up to full health, killed the enemies very quickly, and rinse and repeat. It's just such a good equipment that I just really didn't understand how good it was until I actually started using it a lot more in my gameplay. And now I have it on literally every single class in the game. Because as I said, I'm a very rush-heavy player. I refuse to camp in this game to a degree. Obviously, you can't rush like a chicken with your head cut off because there is so much camping in this game. But, I mean, it's just amazing how much stim actually affects how well this class can do. And that is my entire MP5 class setup. I will put the MP5 up on the screen right now so you guys can see all of the full attachments, and then I'll go and show you guys everything else on the class as well. This is a very good class. If you guys want to use this, feel free to, but of course it's all subjective. Use whatever you want on this gun. Feel free to switch up the MP5 attachments, feel free to switch up your perks, feel free to switch up anything you want, but this is just what I like to use on the MP5, and in my opinion, this is a very powerful class setup. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I have a whole bunch of other best class setup videos here on the channel. I will probably be covering the Odin Assault Rifle next. That's a gun that I've been really enjoying using. So, but if you want any other weapon, just leave that down below in the comment section. I will definitely cover that for you guys as well. But anyway, guys, leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, check out all of my other previous Modern Warfare videos from yesterday and the day before that, and I will see you guys all on another Call of Duty video very soon.